Hi, everyone. We are having a special live show tonight. We are live from the Laundry Basket Quilts Fall Retreat with Aditya Sitar. And tonight she is giving a special quilt trunk show that we are so excited for you to join us for. So we hope that you enjoy every quilt that she has to share. And if you have any comments, leave them in the chat and we'll be happy to talk about that later with you. But for now, enjoy the show and we'll see you soon.
Hi
Hi
everyone,
everyone,
I
I
am
am
so
so
glad
glad
you're
you're
here
here
and
and
thank you
thank
for
you for
spending the
spending the
last
last
3 days
days
with
with
me.
me.
I'm
I'm
looking
looking
forward to
forward to
tomorrow
tomorrow
where
where
we'll be
we
wrapping
wrapping
up
up
our
our
retreat.
retreat.
And
And
tonight,
tonight,
I
I
can't
can't
wait
wait
to
to
share
share.
with you some of my favorite quilts. And during the retreat, we talk about quilts that keep on giving. And this evening presentation, I hope those quilts is gonna give you some amazing ideas about color. Many of you love the rainbow colors, and in our brand new book, the Rainbow Scraps, I talk quite a bit about rainbow quilts. Many of you love to pick rainbow as your inspiration and start pulling from it and create a beautiful quilt like this one called Star Bethlehem. Quilters are famous at looking at the nature, looking at the outside inspiration, and fusing those kind of colors into beautiful quilts. This quilt called Bethlehem Star, which the design was based on a design that Michael's grandma made it and was one of the first quilts that I was introduced to it. I add a little bit of extra glow right here and beautiful batiks that I have designed, and I thought this would be a fun, beautiful quilt. The rainbow is so important in a quilt, and many times we want to start right with it, and color and rainbow becomes an alphabet for quilters. Yes, you want to make an alphabet, this is a perfect quilt for you, but I'm doing something different right now. The color is the alphabet that we read the message, what we wanted to say with the quilt. If it's a blue and soft, perfect for maybe 4th of July, or if it's a happy pink and exciting, you're gonna find your favorite letter and your favorite color to play in your quilts. I love using all different fabrics and arranging them in a rainbow arrangement does really make a fun look for your quilt. This is such a simple palette. Notice those circles just played on a 3-inch background, tiny little circles spread around the quilt with a beautiful border really anchor some of the craziness and scrappiness to the quilt by shading it to a rainbow arrangement and spilling up to a beautiful blue border. Oh, in the past and today, quilters were trying to find a favorite color. Even that you have focus on the center and go through all the steps, is your favorite color pink, red, purple, orange, or maybe greens and blues? You will find it. This pattern is free pattern on our website and you can enjoy it. It's an oversized pineapple. I noticed as I was looking through our antique quilts that one color just jumped this time at me. And I thought to myself, why? It is so happy to use pink as your background. You would expect something light and soft. Now, the quilt maker in the past, she used the brightest, the happiest color she had, that pink, and flowers in yellow. Maybe the daffodils were the inspiration for this quilt, or maybe the dandelions, also known as the weeds in her garden as she was pulling them out. Now, I love pink too, and I like to use it in my quilts, but I wanted to show you how in the past quilters have been using pink. Sometimes in a tiny little center of a beautiful grandmother's garden, and as far as I know, flowers are one of the key inspiration for the quilt makers in the past and today. How many of you go out there in a field or in your garden, look at the flower and say to yourself, this morning glory, look at how beautiful blue and a little circle in the middle. How did the nature match those colors? And then you want to repeat those colors into your quilts. This grandmother's garden definitely has the pink and a yellow as the anchor of all the scrappy pieces all the way around. I love making beautiful, colorful quilts and cluster my colors in a bouquet of flowers. This applique quilt is inspired by an antique quilt, and I was so lucky that I was let to do this quilt with the permission from the museum. I love the rainbow in the middle because it goes with what we wanted to talk about it. All of the beautiful rainbow colors that you can put into your quilts. If you like appliques, you're gonna also love this quilt called Home Sweet Home. Can you imagine that every single block has exact same pieces? They're just collaged in many different ways. And I love the little chain of patches going around each of the block. Of course, the house anchors the whole design of the quilt. I hope for you that you will eventually plant a garden full of beautiful fabrics and colors and arrange them into the perfect arrangement. I also have a little fence in the bottom of the quilt with a little gate welcoming you to the patchwork garden. Each block not only provide a perfect place for any beautiful colors that you have, but also provide you with the experience of a fun technique. If it's 6-point star, maybe a little spinning wheel, maybe tiny little grandmother's garden, 8-point star, this Dresden blaze, quarter square triangle, maybe a little bit English paper piecing. I don't think you will get lost in the garden. You will find your favorite flower. But getting lost, you probably could when you go into your scrap bag and you're sitting by it and wonder, how can I arrange those pieces to look beautiful? I love to take my scraps and cluster them into colors and put them into beautiful trees and then wave the color from top to bottom. I usually start on the top left with warm oranges and reds and then slide down to greens and beautiful blues. That kind of layout, I pulled it from the nature because the sun, the warmth, going into the trees, finishing with the water in a lake or a river, and that's what I see when I start designing quilts. I hope you're gonna be dancing in the rain of scraps and enjoying yourself to the fullest, even if it is going to be a little bit um, messy at first. I think you will find the way to enjoy it and splash and have some fun. You know how sometimes we are afraid because it's raining, we don't want to go outside. I'm hoping that I will push you to do that. Go pull up the scraps and start arranging them in a fun way. In the past, I noticed quilt makers have found the most beautiful way to arrange the most beautiful and colorful scraps. Yes, trip around the world pattern is one of the most popular patterns to give us the waves of colors and really give us that beautiful picture of what the quilt maker wants to say with their fabrics. I love starting in the center with the red. I love that idea. And then the light really pushes the dark that comes out here. So often you should have a lighter color, but notice the pink again, over and over, keep repeating in my quilts. As I looked at through quilts, I noticed pink and red are one of the most popular ones. Now this trip around the world, it's a little bit different. It doesn't only have squares. I also have half triangles in it. Look at the coloring, how pretty it is. And I kept the gray and center a little bit more settled to create a little bit of a medallion and an anchor to everything that happens on the outside of the quilt. This quilt is in our book, Rainbow Scraps, that beautiful book that we started with it. I know you're not gonna get lost in an ocean of scraps. You're gonna find your compass and you will follow your color. I hope it's red or maybe pink. You will find your favorite. And let's back go to that pink that tickles my elbow, and I know it has also impact many quilt makers in the past. Notice this beautiful quilt. Oh, that X right through the middle of the block with the pink and the red as a sashing. What a simple and fabulous block. I really liked this one. But also, do you notice our daffodil yellow? Oh, that one still follow us too. Isn't that fun? Now I have made the star quilt called Illusion. Debbie, if you can pull it gently away from me. Thank you, sweetheart. Um, if you look at this quilt called Illusion and notice the blues, the lights, the pinks, and the star in the center, and those subtle stars going around, and almost I cluster the color in the blocks, but I have also that arrangement of a rainbow in this beautiful quilt. If you can gently pull against me, then the quilt will show a little bit better. Thank you. This is an antique quilt right here that is also reflects beautiful pinks. Look at how the quilt maker anchor up the stars right here, then little bit accent of the star, and notice the yellow again with a beautiful green, half square triangle border in a pink, and beautiful stitches around the quilt, hand quilting. Finish the edge of the quilt. Notice the only colors in this quilt are three colors and the background. Isn't that amazing how that pink dances on the quilt and float so beautifully? I can tell that the stars are one of your personal favorites. Oh, isn't that lovely? Again, we splash a rainbow of color. In some way, we do organize it and make sure that we get that wave and that impact of a beautiful shading. Now, adding a touches of applique, it really emphasized that. And notice, I didn't use much green in my leaves. I used the teal because my oranges and reds, the teal, help to bring those colors even more out. If you like these stars, just wait. I'm gonna blow you from your seats at home and here with this beautiful rainbow star. Oh, how lovely with the center in a blue, shading with yellow, beautiful pinks and purples, going to blues again. This called rainbow star and a beautiful applique. And once again, notice what I did. In the previous quilt, I used the teal. I'm using the blue to emphasize even more the blue around the center of this lovely quilt. I hope your nest will be full of rainbow scraps with this lovely, beautiful applique, and your smallest pieces will sparkle through your designs with little 9 patches. This cute little quilt is a baby quilt from our book Rainbow Scraps, and I love to use up the smallest pieces, and when I arrange them in that warmth going down through green through the blue, cluster some of the color, it pleases my eye and makes me so happy. And I hope, can we lift it one more time? Thank you, Debbie. Notice the binding, it's all pieced from the smallest little leftovers. Sugar Shack, I think that is going to be your house. Each of you will find your favorite color, and I can tell Nancy will live right here. Debbie is right here because she loves blue, and you will find that favorite color and embrace in your home and also in your sewing room and quilting room. With that color, you'll be able to make that statement in your quilting and push or turn the knob on with some of your quilting and some of the color that you like to show to your viewers. In this quilt, another one of my older designs, I mixed and matched my beautiful batiks and then finished with a border in teal and an inner border in yellow. Notice how fun the blocks are mixing and matching. When I cut this quilt, I cut every piece for blocks for block from one fabric, and then I shift them around so you maybe have the same fabric here and here and here, and that's what tie the quilt together. When you create scrappy quilts and rainbow quilts, it's nice to repeat some of the fabrics at least in 3 blocks that will tie and melt the blocks a little bit better together and make them more uniform. Oh, Dresden Bloom is another perfect design. Mix of batiks and traditional fabrics in the Jelly Bean collection. So happy, so fun. But notice, my yellow again keeps coming to the picture. It must be my favorite accent color, and those beautiful reds. I have pinks in my blade, but I chose a red as an anchor of some of the scrappiness. My dream is to live in a village that it's a summer village that is in the rainbow colors, where my friends and me enjoy each other's company, and the most beautiful colors with delicate applique of branches. One of my favorite quilts, and I love the quilting on this one, and I shared with you at this retreat how I take edge to edge design and I choose just some that are my favorite, and I just put them through the quilt. I do put a little bit thought to it, so maybe the little loop-de-loops are of the roof, the circles are on the houses, there may be a braid right here, another row of little loop-de-loops that mimics shingles. And this is how I organize the quilting and create a little sampler of edge-to-edge design. No longer I want your baskets to be full of scraps. I want you to make baskets, and again, color coordinate them from light to dark, from blue to red, and notice how the red suddenly overtakes my quilts. My reds, my pinks are so powerful, and I have to add these blue borders to keep a nice, beautiful balance. These fabrics are very similar to the fabrics that are in this quilt. This quilt calls Anna's basket. This time, I'm not focusing on the rainbow shading through my quilt, but I'm mixing and matching in every box, in every basket, and creating beautiful designs. And look at how nice this quilt looks. In this quilt, I have ventured to make as many baskets as I could come up and design. Oh, I know. Now you're ready to pack your suitcases, find inspiration, and go around the world just enjoying yourself and your favorite color. And what is my favorite color again, you say? You're right. My favorite color is blue, but I keep putting pink into my quilts. Why is it the girls in the past and me decide to do that? I love that pink. The pink warms things up. Notice if I would cover this beautiful pink, it would not be glowing and warming those blues and golds and oranges and all of this other purples and beautiful fabric. So maybe my favorite color is blue, but I love to add an accent of pink. Does that? I want you to fall in love with color all over again. I want your heart to be full of the most beautiful pieces, and maybe with this warmth, you will spill into this whole design. Oh, those hearts are so much fun to apply. I can't wait to make another one of those. But let's go back in time and look at some more of those beautiful antique quilts and the inspiration that comes from pink, yellow, and red, and a beautiful green. Look at this rose of Sharon, how lovely it is. I have the beautiful centers and the roses around. There's a vase right here. Did you notice this? Vase and a vase. There are only 4 blocks in this quilt, but again, in the past and today, those pinks are just keep coming to the front. So much that some quilters just take pink and make a whole quilt out of it. Look at this beautiful design. What a lovely quilt. Just two colors, pink and a light. How fun. But I know you more likely enjoy some more scrappy quilts and you love to see more of those pinks accent. Notice this binding. The pink journey starts, and here and there, if it's not red, it's a pink that start bringing the other colors so much joy. I think it's almost like this girl that goes out and have a beautiful red necklace, or maybe just put a tiny bit of lipstick or shadow on her cheeks. That's what happened to those beautiful quilts. And speaking of shadow on their cheeks, look at how delicate the pink is in this lovely quilt. Can you see it? And we talk about the design in quilting, how you want to put an angle lines into your quilt, and that va-va moment. I don't know. Did she knew about those design ideas? I love that this quilt maker in the past have put those pink to anchor and create a secondary design in this beautiful quilt. But I can tell those triangle a little big for you. You like something little bit smaller. Let me show you this beauty. Do you want to tell me, is it pink? Is it orange? Is it red? What color is it to give that sparkle and all this happiness to this beautiful quilt? I'll let you answer that later. What a wonderful quilt. I love the solid orange into this quilt. It makes my blue so much better. And notice it, the quilt maker put the orange on the side of the triangle where it's supposed to be light. She considered that her light fabric. How wonderful. Oh, I hope I started something fun for you guys. And from now on, you're going to get into your stash, pull up all your scraps, and then stop for a moment and think about which color is going to be my Vava moment. Is it going to be pink, maybe yellow? What am I going to put into that quilt to create that boom and a wonderful splash? I hope you find your favorite one. If it's a pink or maybe yellow, I hope you will be able to find it and add it to your quilts. Notice the outside of the corner, how simple, how plain they are, and how beautiful and how